feel bad that I swear casually, because like I've definitely had people that mention that like they watch with their kids on occasion. It's like, that makes me feel a little bit bad, because I know other parents are like kind of uptight about swearing, but at the same time it's just like, this is just how I talk, so it's like all right, so this hand's pretty good. This hand's pretty good. It needs a 2-drop or another 1-drop ideally, but we have Steppe Lynx on 1, so it's definitely hard to mulligan. You ever tried Neverwinter? That's a good draw. I have played Neverwinter. Like, I played Neverwinter, like, Neverwinter Nights 2 way back in the day, but not recently. I definitely know that there's people in their teenage years that watch my channel. Like I said, when I said predominantly mid to late 20s, I just mean that's a majority. That's not all encompassing. Are we dead, chat? We could be dead. We could be very close to... Maybe we're exceedingly lucky. Maybe we're exceedingly lucky and they don't have... Oh, we actually know their last card's a thing, right? Ooh, that was a good draw. Who's the better lands deck now, opponent? This was the nut. This was a very good draw. If we can dodge Titan for a turn or two here, we are going to kill them very quickly. They're going to be on chump blocking duty next turn. We get to go. This is our deck's nut draw. Steppe Lynx on 1, Geopede on 2, fetch Renegade Rallier, get back my fetch on 3. Yep. Exclamation point deck will get you a link to the deck. She wasn't thrilled to hear that story. Yeah, that's true too, Langler. Like, unless you have a parent who like plays a ton of Magic and like has the cards from that, they just draw a Titan. They just drew a Titan, didn't they? We about to die. We about to die. To play competitive Magic, like obviously you can play casual kitchen table Magic with like no budget. Like it's basically free to play. Like, but as far as like playing competitive Magic goes, unless you have a large network of people to borrow stuff built up, or do they think I don't have basic lands in my deck? Yo, bro, I got all the basic lands. Oh, you know what? I probably should have gotten a plains or a mountain there, because I'd like to get a forest to play this Wild Nacatl after I get a land back here. I guess I'm going to get a shock land here now. It takes a few... Yep. And honestly, okay, so I guess that's another aspect. If there are people who are younger that have less spending money to play Magic, they're probably more inclined to play Modern, which probably makes them more inclined to watch my content. All right, well, we're going to smush here, so they have to at least jump block with one of their creatures. All right, so now here's an interesting question. Do I crack this fetch to put the Wild Nacatl into play? I shouldn't, right? Because this fetch land is worth 4 points of damage to me next turn, whereas putting the Wild Nacatl into play is only worth 3 points of damage. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to pass the turn here. So I'm going to put the Candyman into play here. Is this fetch land lethal? I haven't actually counted here. This is 8 and this is 4. Yeah, so this is lethal. Just good quality aggressive stuff. This is again one of the reasons I like this deck. Just got good solid aggressive draws. Oh, yeah, I probably should GQ them if I didn't have lethal, but I do have lethal, right? This is exactly lethal. It's 16. Yeah, it's exactly lethal. 13, 16. All right, so how many wet balls do I want here? Probably all of them, right? Probably all of them. Is it just like wet ball in, lightning bolt out? I probably want these bolts more than trackers, huh? Are the Pridemages worth bringing in because they kill Amulet and they're an aggressive creature? Yeah, I think Pridemage might be okay here. I think Path's important because our deck's going to be in position a lot of games to be able to beat the first Titan. So like we can Path the first Titan and then kill them on the attack a lot of the time, I think. I don't know if I want these cores. I guess the bolts are pretty good. Are we low on? I've got 22 creatures. That's a lot of creatures. I don't want to bring in Ancient Grudge because I think that's narrow, but I think bringing in Qasali Pridemage because like it still attacks. Bolt hits Azusa and Sakura Tribe Scout, and it just kills them. I'm gonna leave a Tireless Tracker in, run it here, I think. Bomat Courier is worse on the draw, too. I think I want the Tireless Tracker as one more threat over the other one. This isn't good enough. I think this is probably good enough. I think a hand with any of my aggressive creatures are fine. I think Bomat Courier is just a good card in general. I think it's like a pseudo-aggressive card that allows you to generate card advantage. In case they have anger. Sometimes they have fire spout, so maybe Selfless Spirit could be okay. Usually they're more on like engineered explosives though. They have Walking Ballista. Alright, we're gonna path that one. Definitely not trading my Plated Geopede for it. It's my only threat here. Guess I want to upkeep path this. Probably draw step actually, right? So they can give them a chance to draw their basic. They don't all play 3 to 4, so unless you're like looking over my opponent's shoulder and like know every card in their deck, don't make assumptions. Like, unless you're sitting in the room with my opponent, you shouldn't assume you know all the cards that they're playing. Yeah, me too, Brightstar. They must just have plenty of lands in their hand, which doesn't surprise me. Like, their deck is full of lands. I'm not going to path this. I'd rather save my path for a Titan at this point. I don't have a lot of resources, so I want to use the few resources that I have as well as possible. That is a great draw. Without an Amulet, and especially with the Stronghold in their hand, they shouldn't be able to haste Titan us next turn, so I'm pretty happy just, like, tap out here so that way I can 8 them with my fetch lands next turn. Damping Sphere would have been a nuts draw there. God, that would have been absurd. They have 4 surgicals. I'm looking at their hand. Trust me. God bless. So we can cycle this Horizon Canopy next turn to dig towards a Damping Sphere. Which should be a truly absurd card on this board. Ah, Explore for when you don't have enough land drops already. Don't have to ghost if your viewers do it for you. I don't think I really care about bolting this Azusa at this point. Maybe if she's going to be a blocker next turn. Another path? Okay. I don't think I need to hold up 2 paths next turn, right? So I can just like fetch a tapped land here, be a little bit conservative with my health total, just in case this game grinds a touch. I started streaming Magic consistently in June of last year. I took like a 10-month break. So there's a good old 9-ball. I assume we're going to see a pack tier. I guess they could go get Hornet Queen. Hornet Queen's kind of unbeatable, huh? We've actually played variations of this deck with Scapeshift in it, and actually works in a Valakut kill as well. I think it's a little bit less consistent than this, and you don't generally need it, but it's a fun, different take on the deck. You can find variations of it on my YouTube channel. Look for Scapeshift Aggro. There's a deck list on your screen, Tumblr. You can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck. We went 3-2. We actually lost to Amulet Titan because you just like never beat Bajuka Bog. I guess biggest constructed streamer kind of depends on how you measure the metric. You could probably argue that Caleb is a limited streamer, I guess. If Caleb's a limited streamer, I'm definitely the largest constructed streamer at this point. Good news, this Plated Geopede can attack through this Hornet Queen, kind of. God bless First Strike. Let me tell you about mechanics people don't realize this card has. First Strike. First Strike is not a line of text that people read on Plated Geopede very successfully. Simone the First with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here, so thanks for keeping me employed. I think the blue-white enchantment prison deck is pretty competitive. I think it's really rancid against counterspell-based decks like Jeskai and blue-white, but outside of those, I think it has a lot of play in most matchups. Another 30-bit ad day. I think Amazon might be mad at me lately with these low ad days. Well, I appreciate it, extras. Thank you for the support. Caleb streams like 40 hours a week. Caleb streams as much or more than I do. We are already down to 2 decks. No, the first decks just went really quickly. So I only like to put 4 on the schedule just in case, like, they take a while, but we'll probably play another deck today. I think I'm gonna bolt one of these. No, I'm gonna path it, actually. Actually, can I kill them next turn? I might be able to kill them next turn, huh? I get 1 landfall triggers. This is 4. This is 8, 12. Yeah, I actually have lethal next turn if they don't have anything else. So I'm going to take this hit. I feel like I'd rather play a Kessig Wolf run rather than play Battle Rage, but I haven't felt the, like, the Hornet Queens of the format aren't that popular. Like, the only reason this board state's giving us so much trouble is because my opponent's cards have Death Touch. If they didn't have Death Touch, this board state really wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, I'd have them under the Double Abyss, basically. But because these have Death Touch, my guys can't attack into them profitably is the issue. Alright, so if we hit another piece of removal here, we get to kill them. Or if we hit a Renegade Rallier. If we hit a Renegade Rallier or another piece of removal, we get to die. That's unfortunate. I don't know, I just feel like putting a Keswick Wolfriend in the deck is like digging for a solution to a problem that we by and large don't have. Like, you shouldn't make changes to your deck to play around Hornet Queen, basically. I'm like, we're not even in that bad of a spot this game here. So if I would have hit Renegade Rallier here, we would have had enough landfall triggers to kill them. But I believe we're putting them to a point where lightning bolts are lethal from here on out, which is nice. Yeah, because this is going to be 7, so we're putting them to 2 here, which is great. It's pretty trivial. I know we've played some Renegade decks recently on stream, but they're by and large not very popular or good. So we're dead to a Titan here, but I think I'm supposed to be aggressive here and put them to 2 and put them dead to, like, bolt off the top. Ghost quartering myself is the same as playing a fetch land. So I played a fetch land for the turn. Some more bits for Tin Depths in the queue. Thank you, Drin. Happy to get those added. Thanks for the support. Well, I could have held a path to Exile to not be dead to a Titan. Like, I burned 2 paths killing through their stuff. So, like, if I would have held path to Exile, we could have fought through this. So again, if you want to tell me that the line I made was incorrect, you need to put a Y in there with it. I would have gone for the conservative line because it's worth playing around the Titan instead of making them dead to a top deck lightning bolt because we're winning the long game. How? Like, our deck is not built in a way, especially post board, that we can win a long game against what our opponent's doing. Again, a very important part of Magic is assessing what your role is in a given matchup and being very aware of that. And I think based on our positioning in that game and the matchup in general, we were not the beatdown, or we were the beatdown and not the control deck. We haven't put a Bomat Courier into play yet. This hand is great, especially on the play. We've got turn 1 Lynx, turn 2 Geopede, turn 3 Qasali Pridemage, blow up your Amulet. Yes, saving a path is how we could have played around Titan. But again, I feel like based on our role in the matchup, we just didn't have time to do that. Yeah, I think Field is better than Ghost Quarter by and large because it's very easy to field or to Ghost Quarter yourself in this deck when you're mana tight to get a double fetch land basically with it. We don't draw Lynx and Geopede every game. I mean, we've done it 2 out of 3 games in this match, but it doesn't happen every game. Why do we have Pridemage over Helix? You need threat density in your deck to actually kill your opponent. So this is a threat, and it can also kill my opponent's combo piece. So the fact that it is a threat that also interacts with what their degenerate deck is doing, I think is valuable. This was donated to play again. We've actually played this deck much more than 2 times. This is a deck I've worked on for a little bit. I like it a lot. Well, that is quite the draw. That is quite the draw, chat. So let's get our attack in here and see if they block or not. And this is one of the reasons why Knight is so awesome in this deck. With these draws where you have these tiny creatures, the Knight of the Reliquary allows us to provide constant pressure to our opponent by hitting land drops. And when we don't have these small landfall creatures, Knight of the Reliquary is able to just be a big beater for us. I think I'm playing the Knight this turn, so I'm gonna fetch Chuck here. That's a different deck. I know that it had landfall creatures in it, so like it's easy to like write it off as every Ensnaring Bridge deck is the same, but that's a different deck. We've played that deck on stream before too. I think this configuration without Scape Shift is much better. This is more of an aggro mid-range deck as opposed to an aggro combo deck. So let me say that Blood Moon is a fair and balanced magic card that allows for interesting decisions. Thanks for the bit, Snowski. Good morning. Or afternoon. I guess it's not quite. It's afternoon. It's evening in the UK. It's not quite afternoon anywhere in the US yet. And then Pridemage into Lightning Bolt into a constant flow of land drops from this Knight of the Reliquary should hopefully allow us to close this game out pretty quickly. Although Colony Garden along with Bounce Lands is going to let my opponent make a lot of potential blockers here, which is particularly annoying. I didn't win a tournament. I top four'd. I top four'd that tournament. So I can Qasali Pridemage, shoot the Amulet, bolt a Tribe Scout, and then Knight for a Ghost Quarter and kill one of their bounce lands. Is killing the bounce land significant in disrupting their mana? Probably not. Oh, geez, are we getting Titaned this turn? Fuck, we're getting Titaned this turn, I think. I think we're dead. Because they explored, and they have a land drop, plus the Explorer, plus the Sakura Tribe Scout. If they have a Titan, they could play it. No, I've never won an Open. I have 14 Open top 8s, and I have 0 wins. I have 2 finals appearances. I have a finals appearance from a Legacy Open, and I have a finals appearance from a Modern Open. All right, so we're going to start by bolting the Sakura Tribe Scout to see what my opponent does with it. I assume they're going to put a land into play so they can blow up this Engineered Explosives, but I want to get information on that first. Yeah, Garden should mean they don't have a Titan, which is good for us. Ooh, that drinks my Knight. Good to know, good to know. Being lucky is much better than being good. You are not wrong. Poor little baby Knight. So they have plenty of mana, even if I Ghost Quarter them. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack with this Steppe Lynx. Get to play my other kitty cat out next turn. Yep. With my first deck in Modern. My first deck in Modern was Blue-Red Delver Fairies. I top 16 to Grand Prix with that deck. It was a lot of fun. It was very close to the Blue-Red Delver Fairies deck that we played on stream recently. Back when Twin and Pod were legal. If my opponent does have a Titan here, we get to Knight for a land and kill the Amulet of Vigor in response to it. It doesn't look like they have it, so that's nice. No, it was not Blue-Red Delver with Treasure Cruise. It was before that. Are they dead? I feel like they're probably dead. This is 4, and then this is 8. Yeah, so they're dead. All right, sweet. They were dead. They were dead without the Lightning Bolt, actually. Because Knight is +8, and then, yeah. Don't say GG's in chat. Do you enjoy when decks you've played recently get Democracy immediately to the front of the line, or no? Yeah, usually if they're decks that I've played and I'm accepting them again, then I'm excited to play them. Like, I really like this deck. I think it's a fun archetype. I think it's a little bit different. It has both interactive and nut draws. I think this deck is like the style of deck that's like everything you want to be doing in Modern. It has draws that kill my opponent on the 3rd turn of the game, and it has draws that allow me to be very interactive and make a lot of decisions. Oh, Justin. Oh, Justin. Does that mean you're excited seeing Burn Democracy to the top? Burn's not a very good deck in Modern right now. So I don't think I'll accept traditional Burn as donation deck list currently. Maybe the red-black Mullins Burn list would be fine again. That build felt okay when we played it, but like traditional red-white Burn I think is very poorly positioned. Yeah, to set the bar exceedingly low, I think there's a very real chance that this is the best Naya deck in Modern. That's a low bar to kind of step over best Naya deck in Modern, but I think this is the best Naya deck in Modern. Well, yeah, people don't change Modern decks by and large. If someone owns a Modern deck, they're gonna play it whether it's good or not. Like, it's expensive to change decks. Broken clocks right twice a day, Hive Mind. What feels better, being right all along or being wrong about something that you didn't want to be right about in the first place? If I put $100 into the queue right now, do we get a Geoff League? No. No, Geoff is a lot of effort. And not effort that I feel like exerting this morning. To set the bar exceedingly low, Binger Space. I think I'm gonna cool it on Belcher for a little bit. I feel like we've run Modern Belcher enough recently that it's losing some of the luster. If you only eat candy all of the time, you get a bellyache and the candy stops tasting good. So while I think the Belcher deck is sweet and kind of interesting, I don't think it is a deck that I am gonna accept right away again for another donation. Legacy Belcher is actually towards the top of the queue. I think tomorrow night is going to be a Legacy night. So I want to start generating cards with Bomat Courier ASAP, but because I only have one white source in my hand here, it's correct to sequence on Steppe Lynx first, because this way next turn I can go second Steppe Lynx plus Bomat Courier. Whereas if I were to lead on Bomat Courier, I wouldn't be able to play double Steppe Lynx on 2 with this hand. So again, while I want to start generating cards ASAP, I also want to focus on maximizing the mana I'm spending in the early game. How's the deck doing? We just beat Amulet Titan in the first match, Average Bloom. We've yet to cast Bomat Courier. I think we're probably going to lose it to this Inquisition here. And like, so this is part of the reason why I actually think the Bomat Couriers are probably pretty good in this deck. Like, people who I kept bringing up the idea of Bomat Courier to kept like being like, well, people are just going to kill it. And it's like, well, this is a deck that's full of cards that people just need to kill on sight. So like adding another creature that's like, you probably need to kill that or you're going to die to the deck seems like something worth doing. Yeah, I think to set, to you know, use one of my taglines, to set the bar exceedingly low, I think Blue-Red Delver Burn's the best burn deck in Legacy. I think it's genuinely pretty reasonable. It's almost certainly worse than Grixis Delver from a pure power level standpoint, but it does neat things in an interesting manner. Hopefully we don't get Damnation next turn. Bridge would also be kind of... Actually, our deck's, like, kind of funny against Bridge, right? Because I get to kill them through this Bridge. I get to attack with my Steppe Lynx and then activate my Knight of the Reliquary here. Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. Nice ensnaring. What? Ensnaring. What? Yeah. Are we ready to dead you, opponent? Are you ready to be deaded? Welcome to the deads. Welcome to the deads. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice ensnaring Bridge. And I think the fact that they have this Talisman of Dominance here means they're not Lantern, but they're probably Thopter Depths. Not that I'm sure it changes how we board necessarily, but I don't think they're Lantern control. bring in these Grudges, these Pridemages. Welcome to Thunderdome. Getcha. These Paths Exiles are probably pretty bad. Lightning Bolts may or may not be good. Yeah, probably a Tezzerator deck. I could see these Selfless Spirits being okay too. Not only do they protect us from sweepers, but they protect us from spot removal. I think I actually want to cut my bolts. Is Renegade Rallier worth cutting, actually? This card's pretty bad as a burst damage card against Ensnaring Bridge, right? How do we feel about that? I kind of like that, actually. Because, like, these can get in under bridge occasionally, but this is, like, never going to get under bridge, and it doesn't provide utility past that. What do we think about this? I think I like this. Me, Dixie, with the $10 donation. If you look really close in the cups, I updated the bit donation thing, so they're the donation coins, so they're the actual Hoaglandia coins, like appear next to the names. Slap Grishelbrand in the queue, please. 10 out of 10, Dixie. Will do. Rallier can return Lynxes. Average Bloom with the $20 donation. Clearly, we've broken Modern Jeff. Here's more democracy because I love this deck and want to see more pretty kitties. Sounds great. No, I think Fairies is great. It just hasn't been pushed to the top of the queue, and I'm not pushing it up myself. When we get closer to the Indianapolis Open, I will probably prioritize spending some time playing decks that I'm working on. But like the Blue-Red Delver Fairies deck that I want to work on some more, I want to wait till I have Alpine Moon to test in the sideboard. So the queue has gotten a little bit large recently. I've been rejecting mediocre decks a little bit more aggressively than I have in the past. Like things that I would have potentially allowed, I've been saying no to. This hand's great. I actually think because of the type of deck they are, I want to prioritize maximizing my damage here. So I'm going to go Horizon Canopy Steppe Lynx on one here, I think. For large amounts of money, I take most things. But like, for like, if someone doesn't say they're willing to donate extra, I'm more likely to reject things that look like we're going to flop around and die. Sometimes flopping around and dying can be neat with something like Belcher or like other like full-on memes, but they're not always great. It's like Collective Brutality. It's annoying. If you donate $20 a month to Jeff, consider getting a tier 3 sub, which gets you a deck of your choice and 20 democracy points. That's true. If you're anyone that ever donates for a not base amount donation deck, you are better off getting a tier 3 sub. Tier 3 subs get a deck every month in the queue with 20 bonus points automatically, or they get to bump a deck 30 points in the queue. So you get $30 worth of value for worth of Hoogle democracy value for a $25 sub. Plus, you're paying $5 to sub anyway, so like it's like an extra $5 worth of value on top. Or if you're someone that just like donates on occasion and don't want specific decks, the tier 2 subs, I let someone bump, you get to bump something in the queue by 10 points every month. Do you have any opinions on Ad Nauseam and the ration of fastest runs? I don't have any opinions on the mana base because I haven't played the deck enough to really have a good opinion on that. But I do think Ad Nauseam is like a fine deck. God, fuck Mox Opal. Ooh, jeez. I was like, oh, we get one more attack in here, right? Nope, apparently not. And there goes our Tireless Tracker to try and draw us into ways to interact with this Ensnaring Bridge. How much you get a deck straight to the top of the queue? You have to look at the queue. That's a number you can find for yourself. You have to look at the queue and see how many decks are in there and what points those decks have. Generally speaking, I try to keep decks in the queue under 50 points, but with the 24-hour stream and the Hoaglandia raid from the other people from Hoaglandia burning, a lot of the decks are kind of ballooned right now. $100 donation gets you immediately the next league that we're playing today. That is correct. So this has value alongside Steppe Lynx later, but it's only 2 damage there, so I might as well just like get in my 3 damage now. Just like casually down to 12 here already. They call me Jeremy with the sub gift. Thank you for that, I appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes endless. I'm gonna correct this. Have we played any Bomat / Traverse? We haven't, Burgle. That's a neat idea, though. That seems like an excellent idea. Well, I appreciate it, Endless. It was very kind of Jeremy. I'm gonna let you all in on a dirty secret that I should probably write down in the donation doc because it's not documented. If somebody sends in a donation with a deck that's $50 or more, I don't take the 10 off of it to get it into the queue initially. So if you send a $50 deck for a donation, I just put it in the queue with 50 points. Yeah, it could be neat, Burgle. Like more ways to find tireless trackers and stuff like that at your top end. Inventor's Fair probably means we're dead. I assume that's gonna go get like a Witchbane Orb or something. Y'all ready to get some Steppe Lynx beat down in here? Y'all ready to get some Steppe Lynx in? Y'all ready to get stepping? Get your kitty steps in? Kitty steps. Jeff helps stay thin. I got you, Rowie. I got you. Have a good one. Wow, they didn't go get it. Okay. I have 2 kids. They're like a cat, but more expensive. If they assemble Thopter Sword here, we're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. Awkward Canuck with the brand new tier 3 sub. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Oh, no. Not my Wooded Foothills. God, that's rude. I'm going to crack one of these. That's true. Klutz does have a dog. So when Klutz moves in, we will have JoJo running around. I don't think I want to sack Bomat. If they want to name Bomat, it allows me to push damage with the Steppe Lynx, so I think that's fine. These are the worst sort of games, because, like, I'm just enough in this game that I can like feel like I can win, but I'm just far enough out of it that it feels miserable. I'm gonna take like 2 more. Actually, I'm gonna crack this. If we don't find an Ancient Grudge here, I'm gonna concede here pretty soon. Yeah, I have a. Oh, that's actually really good. That's actually really, yeah, opponent named Knight of the Reliquary on the Needle, which makes sense. Which makes sense. Oh, we hit an Exalted God, we have so many tools. We have so many tools, chat. We have so many tools. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. I never said we were dead. I'm just saying this game isn't interesting and it's kind of miserable, which I think are both true statements. Like there's a reason why I'm still here when I would have normally conceded the bridge. Now they have a welding jar right here, so this does not in fact kill bridge. There's a welding jar right here, chat. So cracking this while they have welding jar is just silly because I want my Exalted trigger. We have a second Qasali, and we have 2 Ancient Grudges in our deck. That's 2 more damage next turn. That's actually lethal next turn, right? If they brick off. Because we're attacking them for 1, we burn them for 2, we attack them for 3, we burn them for 2 next turn. So if they draw straight bricks here for their next 2 draws, they get 2 draws because of a Mishra's Bubble. We actually get to kill them next turn, which is sweet. Note, I played the land post-combat because if I played the land pre-combat, the Lynx couldn't attack. We built our own noble hierarch. If you build it, they shall come. Opponent said GG's. It's possible this deck wants more Lavamancers in the board. Lavamancer fights with our Knight of the Reliquary for sizing, but like we also have a ton of fetch lands in this deck to feed the Lavamancер. So I wouldn't be surprised if 2 of these in the board is right. All right, 2-0, 2-0. As far as aggressive decks that can win through bridge go, this one is almost certainly towards the top. We've 3-2'd or better every time we've played this archetype on stream. We actually have 2 5-0s with it. This is our first time playing it with Bomat Courier, though. We've definitely played with Goyf in the past, but Goyf's been kind of medium. So trying some other things. And sadly, still remember that children's song. Was that Frere Jacques? I think it was Frere Jacques, but I'm actually not sure. I top 8'd a classic. I top 4'd a classic with the Landfall Scapeshift deck. Well, this hand is more than good. It's great. So we're going to go fetch Temple Garden on 1, fetch Stomping Ground, double, just the Trip Cats opener. The Trip Cats into the fetch Rallier fetch on 3. God, if we'd been on the play, this would be insane. Am I supposed to kill this? I'm probably supposed to kill this, right? Especially since I drew another cat here. So I get to do this. I get to crack this fetch, grab a Sacred Foundry here probably. And then next turn they're actually dead if they don't have removal, but they're playing Mardu Pyromancer, so they probably have removal. Oh, yeah, I guess I should fetch around Blood Moon here, huh? I guess I should probably fetch around Blood Moon. Meh. We did beat the Tezzerator deck. Yeah, the Scapeshift version played Valakut as well. If you look on my YouTube channel and look for Scapeshift Aggro, we actually have a video on it that's within the last couple of months. We played it pretty recently. I have a donation for Company Humans in the queue currently. They must not have Blood Moon, right? Like if they had Blood Moon here, they wouldn't take the Rallier because the Rallier is harder to cast than the Wild Nacatls. Yeah, we had lethal if they didn't do anything. Yeah, I think this version's more consistent. That's kind of tough. Our deck has more lands than threats in it, so I'm going to be greedy and bin the Foothills here. We got punished, but I think that's the correct line. Yeah, I don't think they have Blood Moon in their current hand. I think the plays that they have made imply that they don't currently have a Blood Moon. They're sequencing. I've been standing for an hour and a half. Let's take a seat down. Get a little variety in my life. Oh. Fetch Shock there seems good for us. Maybe they think they have this Lingering Souls. Yeah, Lingering Souls is a good reason to fetch Shock. I exclusively play friendly leagues on this channel. That's unfortunate. I guess I'm going to keep that in my hand for now, because I could draw another landfall creature in the future. Oh, you meant on just playing them? I meant on stream. Yeah, so the big difference between the friendly leagues and the competitive leagues too is that the prices are flatter. Yeah, I just assumed you meant, is there a price difference for me to play them? And no, there's not. I don't play competitive leagues. I was not told to enjoy the ride, so I hated the ride. Man, you live a tough life, Griffinson. They have a Bedlam Reveler here, and their last card's always Bedlam Reveler, so... Yep. It's really unfortunate they had discard spell into Bedlam Reveler. If they didn't have the discard spell there, I think we would have been okay, because we would have been able to path this and continue beating them down, but because they had the discard spell to clear the way, we're in a lot of trouble. We're through 2 Path Exiles already, so... My dog is tilted by your board state. I have to imagine that this matchup's probably bad for us. They have a lot of quality removal to interact with our things, and our deck is pretty bad against Blood Moon. I feel like I want Bomat Courier. I'm gonna cut Steppe Lynx, I think. Maybe Lavaman's good. I think Dark Depths is obnoxious and degenerate, and Modern doesn't need more obnoxious degenerate cards. I guess Bomat doesn't attack well in this matchup, huh? And it gets hit by Culligan's Command. It's probably pretty bad. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a matchup where we're a bit of a dog. Hard to mulligan lands and spells. I just feel like I want to try and increase my average card quality. And like cutting Steppe Lynx is my best way to do that. Our opponent thought seized our second path, played a Bedlam Reveler, and then untapped and Blood Moon Dust the following turn. So I conceded because we weren't beating a Blood Moon. Would you play Green-Black Infect? Thanks for the 2-month resubscription on the tier 3 sub-level. There's actually Green-Black Infect in the queue already. We had someone, we actually had 2 people donate towards it. So I am happy to play that archetype. Seems powerful. Would you like me to put your tier 3 sub towards Infect then? Green-Black Infect? Adnup? Sounds great, will do. Add it to my notes. What am I doing here? I guess I'm getting Stomping Ground, probably getting Basic Plains with this. I'm gonna lead on the Plated Geopede here, because I'm probably not gonna protect it with Selfless Spirit anyways. Yeah, so we have our sub icons tell a story now, Nerdster. We have shovels into boots for the hardworking people of Hoaglandia that get here and start building it up. And then we have a wooden training sword for people who are 6-month subscribers. And then at 12 months, you get a shield with the Hoaglandia crest as well as a mod sword. And then there's a horse for the knights who are 2-year subs. And then I have other fun things planned for subscribers past that. These boots are made for walking, ain't that right? All right, so I'm gonna grab a forest with this. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Selfless Spirit out here. I think I'm gonna just use my mana this turn. And then past the horse, at the 3-year mark, we have a map marking a plot of land that you get in Hoaglandia. And then for the 4-year subscriber badge, we're going to have some kind of castle icon, I think. I still need to work that one out with my graphics guy. Of course I have a graphics guy. I don't do all these emotes and artworks myself. Know what you are good at and know what you are not good at. So this is kind of an awkward tension. Do I fetch to prioritize the clue or do I fetch to prioritize the damage? It's probably fetch to prioritize the clue, right? Counting on you to keep streaming for 5 years so my excitement for a castle at 2 months isn't wasted. Sounds good. I plan to be here. So yeah, I'm planning at... So... My daytime streams are dictated by where things are at in the queue based on the points, but I break that rule on Wednesday nights so we can guaranteed get at least one Legacy night a week. So that way we get a little bit of variety, and people that are here mostly for Legacy content get at least a few leagues. So you can count on Wednesday nights being Vintage or Legacy, regardless of where points are at in the queue. Don't tell them my secrets, Orcish Veteran. Infinitely more dense with memes. It's funny because it's true. Will I ever go back to Standard? I might attempt to play more Standard when things rotate in the fall. But I have no intentions of playing Standard again before they rotate. Will Tinfin's depths make the cutoff for tomorrow night? I don't know. I'd have to... Usually I only do... I think I have Belcher and Oops. I can probably fit in... I can probably do Belcher, Oops, and Tin Depths. Those are all fast decks. So very likely, Drin. Yellow Hat with the host. Welcome to folks coming over from Nassif's channel. We're hanging out playing some Modern this afternoon. Currently playing a Naya Landfall deck. We are 2-0 in this league, but we are currently down a game against Mardu. Though this game's going pretty well for us. Tireless Tracker has punched the clock and is going to work. I don't think so. I don't know that I'm really prioritizing the clue. I guess now that they don't have Lightning Bolt up, I should crack this to make sure I don't get this bolted. Do I have impressions of Bomat Courier versus Tarmogoyf? I don't yet. It was good against the control deck we played against, which is kind of where I'm expecting it to excel, I think. It's probably better against the control and mid-range decks and worse against... Although I guess I boarded it out here. Maybe the fact that it's not good against Mardu means it's not very good. Because, like, a 1-1 does not line up well against what Mardu has going on. What do we got here? We got a K command, maybe? Make me discard a card. All right, I think I'm binning. I guess the Pridemage gives me an answer to a Blood Moon, which I kind of want to answer. I think I'm binning the Bolts here, actually, which feels a little bit bad since they're at 9, but I think I'd rather keep my threats overall. Looking for a land, looking for a land. Heidi-ho, the Cheerio, that's the best land. Can we talk about how great the Candyman is here for a second? How much I appreciate him. I'm going to play the Plated Geopede. I really don't want to expose the Qasali Pridemage to removal spell. So this is going to Edict target spirit. I don't have enough experience with the humans deck to make an educated or informed decision on that, Carl. My gut instinct would be you should play Aether Vial because that's what most people play. And I'd assume that the majority of the people that have tested the deck have come to the right conclusion. But I would definitely, if I was going to play the deck personally, that is something I would test myself because that's something I'd want to be sure of. Courier and Goyf do very different things. I just haven't been happy with Tarmogoyf because our deck doesn't have sorceries to put in the discard pile consistently. Tarmogoyf is like only a 2/3 a lot of the time, or often a 3/4. So I haven't really been happy with that. They're dead, right? I kill this. I path this. I bolt them. So basically, I'm looking for a card that I want to fill the Tarmogoyf slot. And no, I wanted to show them that I had it all. I wanted to take away their toys. I'm looking for a card to fill the Tarmogoyf slot in the previous iterations we've been playing, and Bomat Courier is one of the cards I want to test. I could also see, I think if Bomat Courier doesn't feel good, I think the next thing that I would like to try in those slots are like 2 Grim Lavamancer, 2 Scavenging Ooze. I think both of those cards are potentially very good in this deck. The one Grim Lavamancer out of the sideboard has been really impressive. So I think if Bomat doesn't feel good, 2 Lavamancer, 2 Scavenging Ooze is the next thing I'm going to try. The problem with cards like Azusa and cards like Ramanap Excavator is that they're individually weak cards. And I think one of the things that makes a lot of decks that are bad in Modern bad is they play too many individually weak cards. Modern is a format where, while sometimes powerful synergies can be good, if your synergy deck contains too many individually weak cards, especially when you get picked apart by discard or removal based decks, your deck just doesn't do enough and ends up being pretty bad. Lysian gets to fetch around Blood Moon, which is nice. To go fetch basic plains, play the Steppe Lynx, fetch basic forest, play Wild Nacatl. We'll see if our 25 land deck can draw a 3rd land on time or if we're gonna brick and die. Qasali Pridemage could be okay too. I think I want something a little bit more aggressive than that though. Like I said, I think I would start with Grim Lavamancer and Scavenging Ooze next. Did they keep a 1-lander, or did they just press their auto pass key? They kept a 1-lander. Okay. Well. That is a Mac Weldon Polo, you see. I'm just going to prioritize my basics here. I feel like if we hit a 3rd land, we probably can't lose this game even if they Blood Moon us. What other decks were played today? I'm late to the party. We played Allies and... We've played a bunch of things already. This is our 3rd deck? No, we've played Allies and, nope, just genuinely don't remember. Sorry, I'm blanking it hard. What did we play before Allies, chat? Dredge. We played Dredge. That was it. Allies and Dredge. It was like I couldn't quantify. Land. We have 25 lands. They hit their 2nd land. There's no fucking justice in the world. Opponent keeps garbage hand, gets paid off. Do I want to path that? Yeah, I'm going to path that. Feels bad, but we're going to do it. There are people that play mono red prison decks in Modern. In my opinion, they are not very good. Chalice of the Void just isn't a good card in Modern by and large. Yeah, keeping one land, no looting on the play on 7 is like a really bad keep. Did they keep 7? I forget actually. Chose to play first, kept their 7. Yep. All right, so I'm not really expecting a sweeper out of my opponent here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. It makes my knights bigger too, which is nice. I'm going to grab a fetch and fetch shock here and get Stomping Ground and play this cat out. So doing a little bit of damage to myself here, but like with double 7/7, unless they have like their engineered explosives, we're in a really good spot here. And then next turn, I'm just going to start beating them down. So I don't want to get too greedy with these knights in case they hit their engineered explosives. So I just want to like put them under the abyss as soon as possible. I don't think that's true, extras. I think just like the chance that you never get to play a game of Magic is like reasonably high. Gonna get Bedlam tier. I think GQing their planes is ambitious. I also like kind of need my mana. Like they draw enough cards that I think that that's overly ambitious. And I'm definitely shipping this Wild Nacatl into these tokens. If they want to trade 3 of them for my cat, I'm okay with that. Yeah, they're just racing us here. That makes sense. And I'm actually going to play another cat out here as opposed to their Knight of the Reliquary. Because again, I think the way I lose this game is my opponent having an engineered explosives here. So I want to try and play around them having an engineered explosives while I can, I think. Eldrazi Tron isn't a very good deck, in my opinion. It comes up pretty short in a lot of ways. So if they attack me with all 4 spirits this turn, I'm going to Lightning Bolt one of them because I'd like to not die to double bolt. I don't know what that card does. I think that's just not quite powerful enough. I think only getting 1/1 isn't good enough. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. When Chalice was good in Eldrazi Tron, it was because there was Death Shadow everywhere. Wow, do they not have a Bedlam Reveler? How do they not have a Bedlam Reveler? If they don't flashback looting here, we really want them to flashback looting. When you submit a deck list while donating, you should just put a link to the deck list in your donation message. You should also message me first, though, on Twitch or Twitter to make sure I am willing to play the deck that you are interested in donating for. So I do say no to deck lists on occasion. Yeah, Green Tron shrugs off all of the hate. Alpine Moon's not gonna kill Tron any more than Damping Sir did. I'm gonna hot take and say Eldrazi Tron was never a good deck, and Todd Stevens is just a master. We have a Fatal Push here. If they Fatal Push here, I might play another Night Out. What are they doing? They have a Call Against command. Okay, that makes sense. Huh. I think I'm gonna bin this Knight. I think I'm gonna bin. Is it binning the Knight insane here? Is binning the Knight? I feel like binning the Knight has to be insane. Do I bin the Bolt? Is it binning the Bolt? I really don't want to bin the Tracker. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. Again, not playing this out because I'd like to avoid an Engineered Explosives. I think trying to predict what Wizards of the Coast is going to do with their ban list is an exercise in frustration, so I try not to do it. They are not consistent with how they apply their ban list, so if they're not consistent, it's hard to predict what they're going to do. Maybe I should have played the other night out, just like make them have it basically. It would have put a third lethal threat into play, so they couldn't just like double chump block me here. Yeah, like if they have like Dr. Dre into a spell here. Holy fuck. Yep. I feel like I've held the night this long, I have to continue holding it. You probably have like 1 explosives at most. It's like, how many Lingering Souls are they through? They're only through 2 Lingering Souls. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, there's definitely an argument for them, like, not having discard spells in against me, but I guess they left this in, so, like, maybe that's not true. I think I should have played it last turn. I think I should have played this last turn. I messed up by not doing so. It's probably right to put it into play now instead of doubling it down. But the problem is they didn't have it, but they just drew 3 cards. That's a timely reinforcement. I know it's hard to see. If that was a Souls, they would have flashed back Souls last turn. After they played the Pyro, I think, instead of playing the other Bedlam. Kitty's dead. Are you dead? Please tell me you're dead. Die! Die! God bless. God bless. She's such a pretty lady, chat. Isn't she? Isn't she pretty? Just giving him the business. Giving him the business. I think I played the third night of turn too late. I think I played the game pretty well other than that, but I think I played the night of turn too late. We ended up not getting punished for it, but I do think looking back on the game and reflecting on like the play patterns my opponent made and how my decisions lined up, I should have played the night of turn sooner. I think the more I think about it, the less I like Bomat Courier in this deck, and I think 2 Grim Lavamancer, 2 Scavenging Ooze sounds really appealing. I wanted just another 1-drop that could, like, generate card advantage and utility. Alrighty. Well, we time people out here for not articulating their statements. So, come back in a little while. So, again, I was going to explain why I think Bomat Courier is not ideal, but just, like, don't shit on it. If you want to agree with me or disagree with me on this channel, you need to, like, take the time to explain yourself. Don't just, like, slam a bunch of I feel smarts in chat. I had a vision last night. I need to see someone play Esper Delver with Search for Azcanta. Would you consider playing it if I told you there were 4 Brutality in the main? Probably. Brutality fixes a lot of issues. Azcanta's kind of a combo with Delver, huh? You get to check with Azcanta before you flip your Delver. Is that great? To set the bar exceedingly low, I think there's a good chance that this is the best night of the Reliquary deck in Modern. Before anybody brings up green-white unplayables, yes, I think it's better than that. That's probably true, Eneronics. seems pretty good. God, we're on the play too. Holy gosh. Holy gosh, we're on the play too, chat. Put my pretty kitty into play. Let's go. Let's go. Kit Kat and I are going the distance. Subbed at my totally deserved timeout for extra value. Thank you, Orcish Veteran, for the support. I appreciate it. When do we get the 3-2 emote? Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point. I think I have one more emote slot. I need to get... Justin's getting a Kool-Aid pitcher for his cult. But I think I might do, have one more after that, too. I gotta check. I don't think Boros Charm would be amazing here. Bomat Courier actually seems pretty good against turn 1 Polluted Delta here. Well, Renegade Rallier is lethal next turn. Yeah, assuming 0 interaction. They probably have interaction. Opt. Yeah. Yeah. Nice cantrip. Grrr. My kitties are here and they are angry. Mine is Kiki Chord. Played a lot of Kiki Chord. Our 8 damage fetch land's good, chat. Why or why not? We drew another fetch land here, so I get to crack this fetch here this turn, which is nice. I really wanted to tap out for Hezkenta. I think trying to predict what Wizards of the Coast does with their ban list is going to make you very sad, and you shouldn't do it. If they have Counterspell into Detention Sphere here, they could be in this game. Leak my mana. Yep. So Detention Sphere is a good card here. 2 Bolts under Courier. Here's open. How dead are you? And this is why there's 25 lands in this deck, because you want to hit every land drop. All right, control deck. Trackers in, Selfless Spirit in. It's probably a Pridemage in matchup too. We get to cut these Path to Exiles and probably a Lightning Bolt. That's really clean. This is a matchup where Bomat Courier is very, very good. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick, and then we'll be back to finish this league and play some more. Don't go anywhere, folks. Darn kid's toys trying to kill me. I don't think I like Lava Man versus Control. I think there's a non-zero chance they bring in Rest in Peace against my stuff anyways. Maybe it's just better than Lightning Bolt. Yeah, maybe it's just better than Bolt. I can see that for $1. Seems great. Do I prioritize getting my Courier going or playing the Wild Nacatl? It's probably getting the Bomat going, right? Oh, they're playing Jeskai. They're just on budget fetch lands here. So I want to fetch Shock here, I'm pretty sure, because I want to leave all my basics in my deck against a deck that has Path to Exile. I want them to be able to find me basics. Have you been in a bounty event at GPs lately as a bounty? No, I don't. I don't do anything that's officially associated with Wizards of the Coast. They are not my biggest fans. That feels a little bit bad. So double fetch shocking feels a little bit medium. think I'm still supposed to do it and just go like double cat here. We're actually playing cat tribal with Pridemage on the board. Have they like explicitly told me that I don't like me? No, but okay, let's be honest. I am at this point, I am undisputably one of the top, let's say 4 Magic streamers, 5 maybe if you really want to get picky. Like, for someone to have that much influence in their game and never to get anything in relation from Wizards of the Coast, there has to be some animosity there. There has to be some displeasure. I do say dirty words. I can only assume they hate my I just, you know, I'm impressed Fourth Scythe hasn't blocked me. He probably has me muted, actually, now that I think about it. I did not get a preview card. Gathering Magic got a preview card, and I was asked to write about it. There's a difference. I'm gonna shock this in. I'm not gonna play around a sweeper here. I feel like that Helix means they don't have a sweeper, because like their health total is pretty high here. So that Helix says to me they don't have a sweeper, so I'm gonna choose not to play around it. And if we get swept here, it's whatever. We're up a game. Yep. So either they drew it, they drew the land, or they had it all along and we're just preserving their health total. Any of those are possible. I mean, I don't care if Wizards of the Coast likes me. Like, so long as they don't do something vindictive like ban me from playing their game, like, I don't need their support to do what I do here. I don't give 2 shits if they're not one of my fans. Like, that doesn't affect me. Here to people, I see people talking about the value of Grand Prix in chat. So I was listening to the Pro Points podcast last night, which is a thing that, what's it called? Paulo Vito, Dominic DeRosa, Mike Sigris, and Sam Black are on. And Paulo said on the podcast that he flew to 2 Grand Prix. He got second in one of the Grand Prix, and the prize for getting second at one of those Grand Prix didn't cover the cost of his 2 flights. Which is just like, holy gosh. That feels absurd to me. Am I getting Snap Helix tier? I believe it was 2 US Grand Prix, but I'm not sure. I don't know offhand. I don't expect anything from Wizards of the Coast. My only expectation from Wizards of the Coast is that they don't ban me for saying things that they don't like. This is a cryptic counterbounce. I'm going to pack it in. Yeah, that was well played by the opponent. Just a little bit too far behind, especially with the Celestial Colonnade in play. Most PPTQs don't have that many prizes, Uncle. That's your I would venture to guess you are certainly in the minority of having 1K PTQs. Also, I've got bad news for everybody out there that wants to play Magic for value. If your goal is to play Magic for value, you should stop. You should play Magic because you enjoy playing Magic. If you want to do something for value, you should show up to your job and work your job for 8 hours a day. Because that's working your job for 8 hours a day, that's good value. That's good expected EV. Yeah, definitely, Bronze. I would be shocked if they asked me to do their coverage, but I think commentating a Grand Prix on occasion could be fun. And you should play Magic to have fun. You should enjoy doing it, but like making all of your decisions based on like value-driven decisions is just like, it's like, well, I'd much rather just like work and then just play the Magic events that I actually enjoy playing as opposed to picking the ones based on value. The amount of money I make streaming this year with, how many subscribers do I have now? I have almost 1,700 subscriber points currently. So like, that's I'm getting close to Durwood at this point. Like the amount of sub points that I have or the amount of sub points Durwood has, like that's more than most platinum pros will make full time. We're playing Magic full time. Sequencing here is suspect. I definitely want Temple Garden. Do I want to lead on Steppe Lynx? I think I want to lead on Steppe Lynx and just like push max damage here. Yeah, around there before taxes. Well, that's really good against our hand. Well, that's really good against our hand. Awkward. But you don't actually make money traveling the world playing the card game by and large. How do taxes work on income from streaming? It's a 1099 for anyone that's ever had that before. You're self-employed. Loving your job doesn't mean a whole lot when you can't afford to live. That is the truth. Well, our plans of drawing spells this game have not come to fruition. Yeah, like the John Thinkles of the world, they're hedge fund managers, they're lawyers, they're other things that have well-paying jobs because they're educated humans that are functioning, contributing members of society. They don't make money from Magic. They play Magic for fun. Sure, Uncle, but like there are a lot of people who like have proven themselves plenty that like never really dip into streaming or don't make a real effort at it. Not that I'm complaining. I will take a softer market. Yeah, I currently have the market on modern memes cornered here on Twitch. I'm gonna concede to a detention sphere. God bless. God bless. Ooh. Ooh, Plated Geopede. Fucking Goblin. Knew I should have killed him sooner. Damn, Goblin beats me on everything. Sure, you don't have to prove yourself to stream on Twitch. Obviously, anybody can stream on Twitch, but like, are you a full-time streamer and that's what you do for a living? Because like, generally speaking, in order to be successful at streaming something like Magic, you generally have to have results in the game. Like, there's no doubt that some of my success here as a streamer is come from the fact that like, I played so many SCG Tour events for so long. And like, that's not the only reason, obviously, right? Like, Jim Davis, Emma Handy, like other people that have lots of SCG Tour results as well, also stream to varying degrees. So like, just having SCG Tour results doesn't automatically mean you're going to be successful on Twitch, but it's definitely part of a winning combination to make you successful at streaming. It's a good way to get people in the door. Ooh, my stomach is hungry. Let's have a snack, chat. It's noon. We're getting crypticed into the ground, chat. I'm gonna play Steppe Lynx out here. Someone said you do about... I expect you to do at least 20% of off-stream work to keep the channel healthy. Yeah, so that's something many of you may not know. Like, streaming and like being successful at it, I don't just like turn on my stream at 9 a.m. every morning. So I do probably... You know, I'm live for between 6 and 8 hours a day a lot of the time, and I probably do another hour to 90 minutes worth of work offline when I'm not live to keep the stream going as well, between managing donation deck lists and responding to messages and all sorts of other stuff. Well, we're dead. Was a good run. We're 3-1. Let's try and wrap up and not be 3-2. There was a donation there from DJ Killer, making sure it's okay to put this in the queue. Oh, you didn't have to send a donation to do it. I'm really not a fan of the Grixis deck. I think it's much worse than the Grishelbrand deck. I've watched some of Silicon Valley. I haven't watched all of it. Hey, Jace Zarek with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. We're waiting for the last match to pop. Let's show the sponsors. We've got Cardsphere.com. They love to buy and sell Magic online cards with... Cardsphere would love to help you turn some of your other cards into more Magic cards or cash direct with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. Mac Weldon provides wonderful polos that are a little bit less trippy off camera, as well as shirts and... socks and underwear and all sorts of great stuff there. You can use code Jeff Hogan at bit.ly/HugoClose to save 20% on your first order with them. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anoronix, Justin Nivik, and all y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. Head on into the last match of this league where we are 3-1 with this Landfall aggro deck. Yeah, they were at 10, so I think we weren't going to get through that. You also don't really edit your videos before sending them to YouTube. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, people don't realize how much work video editing is. My YouTube channel is very, very much low effort. It is minimal amounts of effort for as much return as possible. The YouTube part of my content, I think I spend like maybe 10 minutes a day on, if that, post stream. Every deck is a 3-2 deck. You are not wrong. I subbed after Jeff timed me out for saying something dumb. I realized Jeff was right, and I said something dumb and liked the fact that he actually told people when they say dumb things. Who's your favorite South Park character? I don't know. I don't really watch that much South Park. I didn't have network television growing up. To grow a Twitch channel, the thing that is most important to growing your Twitch channel is something that you, by and large, have no control over yourself. It is very, very difficult to grow a new presence on Twitch in an established game without working with people who are already members, people streaming that established game. Networking is the most important part of breaking into an established game. I was able to do that by and large without networking, again, because of my background on the SCG tour and like having some following from that. What are they doing? They're playing some kind of like Dredgevine deck, maybe? Oh, look at, there's a permanent ban. There's a permanent ban. I just like love fuckers like that. Just get the fuck out of my channel. Just like people who are like, oh, I got timed out because I didn't want to explain myself, so Jeff's a big bully and can't handle criticism. No, I love criticism. I love constructive, specific criticism that's actionable. You just coming in here and calling me names and telling me that I don't handle criticism well? No, I don't handle non-specific, useless criticism well because it's fucking useless and it's a waste of my time. So everybody can check your rant off your bingo cards and give that guy a giant middle finger as he sees himself out the door. Because they're gone here. They're gone. It was someone that just, you know, wanted to is upset that I asked them to explain themselves, so they decided to attack me about it. So they're not welcome here. They're not welcome here. What are we doing? This is probably a tracker out matchup. Send that guy back to Reddit. That's what I'm saying. Get him out of here. Pridemage is a way that we can kill Hollowed One while still having a body when they don't draw Hollowed One. Ancient Grudge is probably good here too. They showed us Hangerback Walker, so that's probably okay. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Will you put this towards Zombie Alone, please? I love it. Sounds good, Anomic. Thank you for the bits as always. I appreciate the support. I know people support me. It's great. There's plenty, especially the way I handle and present myself. I don't try to please everyone. In fact, people who try to please everyone still have people that dislike them. So like trying to please the biggest streamers on Twitch earn $500,000 a month and they stream the most popular game. I think it is impossible with Magic. Nope. See, you are. I'm just going to time you out. People are so dumb. All right. This is a comment that I timed out for just like being factually correct. All right. You don't need $500,000 a month to stream full time. I don't make $500,000 a month to stream full time. I stream full time. It's enough to be a job. You're right. Magic's never going to make $500,000 a month. But you know what? Most people don't make $500,000 a month. It isn't Fortnite streamers that make $500,000 a month. It's Ninja who makes $500,000 a month. So you don't make $500,000 a month by streaming Fortnite or streaming a more popular game. You make $500,000 a month by being Ninja. I'm gonna time you out. Let's not be derogatory towards people or make fun of people in R&D. Those people work very hard. I have a master's degree. I didn't pay money for my master's degree though. The only reason I have a master's degree is because the school I went to decided they wanted to pay me to get a master's degree. I agree. If you're getting a master's degree, you should either, one, get the school you're going to go to pay for it for a graduate assistant position, or whatever job you're working at the time should ideally be paying for it. It's not surprising that you haven't heard of Ninja. Like, if you don't go out of your way to, like, look for generic Twitch streams, you probably never heard of him. I did not take a GRE. Yeah, it's, where's it at in the queue? Jeskai Possibility Storm is... It's a little bit down, but it's there. It's on row 27 currently, so we'll probably get to it next week. We are very dead, chat. We are very dead. Every deck is a 3-2 deck. Yeah. Yeah, if this didn't make enough money to stream full-time, I wouldn't be here full-time. I'd be here 10 to 15 hours a week doing it as a part-time job because I do enjoy playing Magic. Actually, that was something that was wild to me. So I was listening to the Pro Points podcast last night with PV on it, and PV was talking how he doesn't play Magic outside of events, and he basically sounded like he just didn't like the game, and that he was only playing because it was his only way to make money. Or it was an easy way to make money. I don't know if it was the only way to make money, but that just seems so nuts to me. Because, like, even if I made $0 a month playing Magic, I would still play Magic because it's a sweet game, right? Like, I wouldn't play 50 hours a week like I do now, but, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 hours a week, however much I could fit in around other things, would definitely happen. Cone, with the 7-month free subscription. I missed the burn shit show, but the VODs were amazing. Thanks for doing stupid stuff for money. Thanks for the 7-month free subscription. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for the continued support. If you're good at games and are only there for the money grind poker, yeah, right? It just felt so strange to me. All right. The amount of times I type something out in chat only to delete it because it's probably dumb. You think it's possible for me to get burned out on Magic and Switch games? I don't know. Modern's a format that's pretty hard.